Do you often find yourself playing 3v3's not knowing where you're supposed to be on the field? When you have the ball, everything's clear, but when one of your teammates has the ball, you suddenly lose all sense of purpose in life and end up doing donuts in the middle of the field. Or does your ball-chasing nature take over, and you find yourself drifting behind the player with the ball, just waiting for him to lose it? If so, good, keep watching. This video will focus on one thing: offensive positioning in 3v3's. In this video, I will show you an extremely simple but effective method to make sure that you're always in the right position when playing threes and your team is attacking. I'll break this video down into sections. The first two sections will introduce you to the concepts of the grid and the triangle, both of which go together to help you understand the way that each player should be spaced across the field relative to one another. Then we'll go on to talk about the three positions, and I'll give you a breakdown of the function and purpose of each. And then we'll get into examples of correct positioning, and then some examples of incorrect positioning. So the first thing to understand about 3v3's is that just as there are 3 players on each team, there are also 3 positions, one for each player. One of the most important aspects of effective positioning is that, ideally, only one player is in each position at all times. 2 players should never be in the same position. The best way to imagine this is a large grid stretched out across the field. Each player should occupy a single square on this grid, and should not enter their teammates' squares unless absolutely necessary. Basically, unless you're about to get scored on, or you're 2-1 down with 5 seconds to go, stay out of your teammates' squares. Okay, so that's the grid. Now for the triangle. You'll notice that the shape that these 3 players make in this configuration is like a triangle. This triangle is incredibly important, and is basically the foundation of 3's positioning. The first thing you'll notice about this triangle is that it allows the players to cover as much of the field as possible. It evenly distributes the players across the front, sides, and back of the field in a way that other shapes wouldn't. For me, the most important reason for this triangle is that it gives each player the perfect amount of time to respond to almost every situation. The triangle is a little bit complicated, so I'll leave more detail on this for another video. But just in short, try to keep this triangle shape as often as possible. Don't keep a line or an L, keep a triangle. So as I said, you and your teammates should always be in different positions. But you won't stay in those positions all game, you'll constantly alternate between them. This alternating is called rotation. As I mentioned, this video is about positioning, not rotation, but I will use the word rotation or rotate in this video, so you should understand what it means. Okay, so there are 3 positions when attacking: position 1, position 2, and position 3. I usually call these first man, second man, and third man, so let's use those terms. Okay, so what are the primary functions of each position when attacking? Well, first man's primary function is simple. He has the ball, and he needs to get it into the opponent's goal. And really, he can do this one of 2 ways. The first one is that he can go for a solo play. However, this is 3v3's, not 2v2's, and whilst solo plays are fine sometimes in 3's, they shouldn't be overused. The whole point of having 2 teammates on the field is that you actually use them to score a goal, not just do everything yourself. And that means passing to one of them whilst the other one takes up a defensive position. So, you and one of your teammates can push forward towards the opponent's goal with total confidence that your own goal is protected. My main tip for first man is don't just go for solo plays. Pass to your teammates. Okay, let's skip to the third man. So who protects the goal while the other two players are attacking? Well, that's the third man's job. He takes up a position behind first man. I'd say about 2 squares behind him. Not 1 square, because that's too close. And not 3 or 4, that's too far away. Then he protects this whole part of the field from sudden clears or counterattacks. He is primarily a defensive player in this situation, but also his job, if the attack fails, is to take over from first man, and to then become first man himself. My main tip for third man is don't stay too far back. And that leaves our last position, second man. Second man's job is pretty simple, to receive a pass from first man. Of course he does have secondary functions of mopping up any deflections or clears that are very close to the play. But his primary function is to receive a pass. And the best way for him to receive a pass is to be across from first man and slightly behind. He must be, at pretty much all times, mid. He should go mid and wait for a pass. He should not be behind first man. He should be across from him. So as you can probably tell, my main tip for second man is go mid. Okay, so those are our 3 positions. Let's take a look at what happens as this play moves forward. There are basically 3 likely outcomes to this play. I'll start with the most ideal one for the blue team, and that is that the pass succeeds. First man passes the ball to second man, the pass is successful, and second man moves forward, shoots, and scores. Easy. Okay, let's rewind. The next 2 possible outcomes are that the pass fails, meaning it's blocked and cleared by the orange team. The first of these 2 is that the pass is cleared back towards the direction that it came from. In that case, third man pushes forward to meet the ball. He then becomes first man, and first man takes his place as third man. Second man stays where he is and attempts to receive the pass again. The last possible outcome is that the pass is cleared this way, across the face of the goal. In that case, second man will abort his shooting attempt and go challenge the ball. First man becomes third man again, and third man becomes second. Okay, so those 3 scenarios are what it looks like when the team is positioned correctly. Let's take a look at a situation where the positioning is wrong. This is the situation I described in my introduction. Second man ball watcher is following first man from behind. So, first man attacks down the line, passes across field. Second man then, because he's following from behind, isn't there to receive the pass. However, third man is confused by second man's positioning. It looks to him like second man thinks that he is third man. So, third man then pushes up into the middle of the field where he thinks second man should be. Because he was confused, he's slow, so he gets beaten by a clear. Orange team counterattacks and scores. That's the worst case scenario, of course. Alternatively, and more often the case, is that first man passes across the field, nobody is there to receive it, and so the attack just fails. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you guys found that informative or helpful in some way. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you didn't, please hit the dislike button. And subscribe for more tutorial videos like this, as well as a whole bunch of other Rocket League content. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.